name is Jennifer Pelletier. I'm with Erhardt Construction. I am a project manager here. I've been with the company for almost 5 years, but in the construction industry for 22 years. Started in the industry when I was 17 years old. We've done a lot of really big projects. We've been in business for over 50 years. We do a lot of church projects. We do a lot of we're doing a library right now in Ada. We're doing some assisted living facilities. We're doing some condos. We do a lot of work for Holland Home. And we're getting more into the residential side. A lot of my projects are residential. So my team that I work with, out in the field, depending on what we're self-performing in the field and who my superintendent is, I always like to make sure that I know how my superintendent likes things done, and I know their way of doing things, so that we're both on the same page. And then as far as self-perform, anything that we have going on, I always make an effort to know who our guys are on site, doing the work as far as like the self-perform work as far as demo, carpentry. Those are a lot of the items that we self-perform. So I like to just making sure that they have all the tools that they need, the material that they need, making sure they're up to speed on the plans, making sure they know how the owner likes things. Just making sure that they have everything they need in the field. So most of my days right now, as far as working in the office or the field, is I would say most of my time right now is spent in the field. I'm very rarely in the office, and that's just because I have 6 projects going on right now. So I like to go out to all of my projects, most of them on a daily basis, or every other day, to check in on how things are progressing, check in with the superintendent to make sure that they have everything that they need, or if they have questions, go over schedule, and as far as coming into the office, I always like to, it's really just it's keeping up the maintenance for the project. So making sure that all of our contractors are happy, getting them all the information that they need, going over costs, making sure we're staying on budget, is a big deal too. So that's mainly what I do. But right now, a lot of my time is spent in the field, which I love because that's where I learn the most. So one of my favorite projects right now is a project we're doing over on Leonard Street, which is a former GRPS school. We are demoing basically the entire building except for the 3 exterior walls of the building, which is a challenge. So we've had to basically shore all of the walls on the east side, west side, and the south side of the building. And we're about, I would say, 60% complete right now with the demo. So that's probably one of my favorite projects that I have going right now. My favorite thing about my job is my clients, like dealing with my clients and the owners, just because I am a people person, and obviously the final product, seeing their reaction to the final product is probably my favorite. Just making sure that the client is happy. So I think dealing with the client is probably my favorite part of the job, and getting to know them and their needs, and to make sure that we give them a product they love. So I started in the industry when I was 17 years old as a receptionist, and I'm from Las Vegas. So I started as a receptionist for a general contracting firm in Vegas. I worked for them for almost 5 years while I was going to college. But now, after I was only a receptionist for about 3 months, and they needed somebody in the estimating department. So I moved to the estimating department for about 4 years, helping the estimators out with bidding, making sure all the subcontractors got plans, running the bids, getting our bid bonds. So that's really kind of where I started, and then I really have kind of worked my way up from there. I did not graduate college. My highest degree is I went to college for 3 years but didn't finish. but I've really worked myself up and have worked in a lot of facets of the industry. So, starting at, the front desk and then working in the estimating department. And I've worked in the marketing department and accounting, and now project management. So, so as far as coming to Erhardt Construction, I actually wasn't looking for a job at the time. It's actually remodeling a house that we had just bought, and got a call about a job here for actually a project coordinator, helping one of the project managers here out, and that's how I got the job here, and I've really just worked my way up in Erhardt Construction to the project management role, and I've been doing that for 3.5 years now. So, and I love it. Commitment, motivation, I would look for if I were to hire somebody who really wants to learn and stay in the industry. I started out, like I said, when I was 17 years old. I was going to school for hotel management, which in Vegas is big deal. So, and then I stopped after 3 years. I stopped pursuing that hotel management degree because I was really liking the construction industry. And so I guess if I were to look for someone who I wanted to hire to work with me, I would be looking for someone who was motivated, who wanted to learn, who wanted to work all facets of the industry at some point, which is, I think, really one of the most important things, just because it makes you more valuable to your employer. The more you know, the more knowledge you know in the industry, and it just makes you more valuable to the company you work for.